much. And tonight's section is a critical part of our mission. And to lead us into today's topic, Mastering the Growth Act, we have someone very special to the organization. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce Mr. Ifeoluwa Ogunseye, the founder of the Illumination Tribe. Ifeoluwa is a dynamic business development strategist with nearly 5 years of progressive experience across sales, marketing, project leadership, and organizational development. He has led transformative programs that have impacted thousands of young people and business owners across Nigeria. He is a visionary mind behind the Illumination Tribe, building it to be African leading edutech organization, and he convened the highly impactful Build and Grow conference. Of course, our social media would be posted in the course of the and will be posted in the course of this webinar, which gather top entrepreneurs to help young SME navigate the reality of building sustainable businesses. As the convener of the preparatory program and now the Forge, is what bridges the gap between young entrepreneur and the knowledge, structure, and systems that helps businesses to thrive. He has successfully consulted for multiple brands, manage high-level stakeholder, build thriving communities. I said tonight you are in for it, and help businesses increase revenue, visibility, and growth. He's passionate to see you on this webinar tonight. Stop struggling and start scaling intentionality. He's a leader, he's a builder, a strategist, and a voice for young entrepreneurs across the country. Please, with another emoji, help me welcome Mr. Ifeoluwa Ogunseye as he takes us into the Growth Hack webinar. Please, I need us to just send in the emoji, please. They say give honor to whom honor is due. Please, I am waiting for our emoji. Thank you, export girl. Is the only export girl that is here? Please. Thank you, Ganiyat. Mr. Ifeoluwa, you have the floor.
All right, thank you so much, Ellen. Thank you so much, Ellen. Please, a round of applause for Ellen. Thank you so much for that very beautiful introduction. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And a round of applause for every other person, you amazing business owners, you extraordinary entrepreneurs who have made time out to be a part of this webinar. And like we assured, like guaranteed, before the beginning of this webinar, I am putting my words down to say if at the end of this webinar, you don't get value for your time, you can reach out to any admin here, we'll refund your data. This is just to tell you that you are in for an amazing moment this evening. I am assuring you that, and I am putting my word to that, right? In a minute, right, we are going to be getting to it. But just a little warm up because I like to be interactive, right? This is not just about passing knowledge, because for knowledge to be relevant to you, it has to be tailored towards your need, right? If you don't need a particular knowledge and it just becomes information, right? So for everybody here, I guess we are about 16 here right now. 16, about 16 here right now. I want to do a small test, right? If you know that you started your business because of just also spirit, I mean, you looked around and there was practically nothing else to do. There was just this business. Like you felt like, okay, I need money. What else can I do to make money? And you started a business. Let me see an emoji, or let me see your reaction in the comment section. Let me see that quick. You started this business just based on hustle. I want to see that so that we'll know where each of us are. Can you all see me? Can you hear me? Let me be sure. Amazing. Glory. Nice. Beautiful. Amazing. Let us be honest with ourselves, because if we are not honest, it's like you are going to a doctor and the doctor is asking you, explaining you, and you are not telling the doctor. The doctor is not a wizard. Amazing. Thank you so much for your feedback, right? So the truth is, one thing we found out predominantly is that for a lot of businesses that are running in Nigeria, many people are like you. So you are in good company, right? Many people started business without a clue of what it could become, or they started business without solid plans, right? And also, it is one of the reasons why we that has been factored into why a lot of businesses die, because when you start business like that, right, you get support from your family and your friends, but after a while you have to start building your own customers, and then you have to start building structures. And so many people don't get to go back to business school to learn how to run business well. And then, business starts going through rough terrains. And because you did not really build capacity to run a business, then you start finding yourself struggling. Every day start becomes frustrating. And I mean, the reason why we have organized this webinar is, let's see how we can help you set the structures that will end that frustration. Let's see how we can help you, provide the structures and the strategies that would help you grow that business of yours, so that you would do more than survive, but you would also thrive as a business owner. So without further ado, I would want to get into the win proper, right? Yes. I want everyone to confirm if they can't see my screen. Okay, great. So mastering the growth arc by my humble self. My name is Ifeoluwa Ogunseye. And today I want to start by saying this, right? I know some of you have heard it before and some of you have not heard it. But the truth is, if you are not growing, you are dying. It is a fact. You see, the moment as a business owner that you stop growing, it is from that moment that you start dying. I know it sounds cliche, but I want you to think about it. Is there anybody that you also used to patronize, probably as a vendor that you used to patronize, that you no longer patronize? And it's not because the person did anything wrong. It's not because that person offended you or they had a terrible service, so to say. But you found somebody better, somebody with a better service, somebody with a better pricing, and then you just moved on with the trend. So it happens. You see, if you look at the picture that you have on your screen, there are pictures of two trees. And if I can ask you to point to the tree that is dead, you would point obviously to the tree by the left-hand side. But the truth is that when you look at the tree by the right-hand side, it looks like it is lush and green, but there is no fruit on that tree. And the primary reason a tree exists is to produce fruits, right? So even though the tree looks all lush and green, it is already dying because there's no fruit on it. And it is only a matter of time before it becomes like the tree on the left. So many times as business owners, on the surface, things still look as if they are okay, but you can tell from the back end that you're already struggling. You don't know why, but you can just sense this frustration. The numbers are dropping. On the outside, yes, you are still burning, but the sales has not been the same. Ads are not converting. Your customers are complaining. These are signs that your business is calling for attention, right? So let's move on. Let me tell you a bit about myself. I know Mrs. Ellen has done justice in trying to tell you some of my achievements, but I would just point you to one notable one. You see, I worked in real estate for a bit, and in 2022, I joined a company called Bridge Properties Nigeria Limited, and in 2023, I was promoted to head one of the units in that department in the organization. And the position I occupied was a senior level management position in the organization, right? And this is me managing a product, so to say, that was not doing so well. I mean, the product was failing according to market standard. The product was actually failing, right? In number wise, the products that at the time, the previous year, which is 2022, all the products achieved in terms of revenue was less than 90 million, was about 85, 83 million naira, all through 2022. and I was transferred to head that unit, right? So as on getting to the position, it took a while. I first had to understand what, really understand the service, really understand the people the service has been created for. And one of the things that really helped me to scale is I just really looked at what are the competitive advantages we have. I mean, so many other real estate companies are providing the service. So what can we do different and what are we lacking at? So what I did first was to look inward to say what are we lacking outward. So for many business owners, we are always so consumed about doing marketing, spending money on advertisements, but you are not looking inward to say, what am I lacking? What are people complaining about? So when I looked inward, I saw that the system we were running was not favorable to a lot of our customers. So customers were complaining, we did not have a word system. So we had issues with even the existing customers we have. The people that gave us this 18 million are not happy with us. Then we want to go outside to go and look for more people. How does that work? So the first thing I did was I spoke to the owner of the company and I said, I want us to go on a reward campaign. Let's reward existing. So as marketers that brought in those customers and to engage them, what are the complaints of your people? And we went to the top. So we selected a few of our clients then, and we went on a trip to reward them. The immediate effect was that one thing we found out is that so many people that were even doing business with us were not doing business with us because they trusted us. They were just trying us. It was like they were trying to help their people. So, just to help your people get commission. So that was why. But after that visit, the clients that would naturally do 4 million, 3 million naira, started doing 20 million naira. The next month did 40 million naira, Then other clients who started doing bigger capital. So even without getting more clients, in a duration of 7 months, I had already tripled the revenue of the previous year, And this is just to show you that sometimes the solution to your business is inward, But yes, the major thing I want you to speak here is that if there's anything I want you to understand, is that my vision is that Nigeria will produce 100 billionaires in my lifetime, and I'm championing that movement. You see, currently, you might see the trend, money now, water, Odogu here and Odogu there. But the truth is that in this entire country, the number of billionaires we have in dollars is less than 10. Compared to countries like America, America has over 900 billionaires in dollars. And these are not all tech companies. These are not all oil and gas companies. These are people who started from owning small businesses, right? And one thing that I've noticed is that in education, when it comes to education, when Nigerians go to abroad, when we go to America, when we go to the United Kingdom, when we go to European countries, we beat them in education. But when it comes to running business, there has not been a lot of businesses in Nigeria that have been built to compete globally. We restrict ourselves to local competition. What we have successfully done is we have built businesses where all that defines success is that you have a car and you have a house. You are not competing looking at the global standards. And what that has caused is that we have a lot of mediocritiness, businesses that are not built to last. And that's what we are changing. So in setting the foundation today, right, I want to tell you that aging is natural, but growth is intentional. So as a business owner, right, if you started your business last year, January, and you did not make any revenue, you did not sell anything, and this year, January, you would celebrate 1 year anniversary because you are aging. But are you truly, truly growing? The answer is no. So in Nigeria, if you look around you, you can tell the businesses that are in business 5 years, 7 years. Some of you visit your own town, you know somebody that has been selling something 6 years, they are still at the same shop. It's the same customers. There's nothing going about it. So the business is aging, but so aging is natural. With time, you would age, but growth is intentional. Growth is the structures, the systems, the service you're providing, how you are equipping, developing those things. That is the things that influence growth. So if we say that growth is intentional, then I think the next thing is we want to look at is what are the things that we use to now measure growth, to know that you are doing. How do we measure growth? So far, you're looking at aging. So the next thing we want to look at is customer growth. Customer growth, that is one thing that you can use to measure your business is growing. So by January, how many customers did your business have? Now by November, how many customers do your business have? What determines customer growth? When they buy from you one time, does that make them a customer? So that is one metric. The number 2 metric is customer retention rate. So the people that bought from you, how many of them keep coming back? How many customers do you have that keep coming back to buy from you? That is another way you measure growth. The third thing you use to measure growth is, I think somebody is unmuted. So the third thing you use to measure growth is your team growth. So you started business as a one-man business, a two-man business, that's how you started. So today, are you still a one-man business, a two-man business? How many persons has your business employed? How many people have you drawn into the business? How many people have you reached? Then the last thing, the fourth thing is your profit growth. So profit growth is not the same thing as revenue growth. Your business might be making more money in revenue, but you're not making more profit. So you have to really look, am I making more profit or making more revenue? Right? That's another metric for measuring growth. Then the last metric we are going to touch about is your impact. So your impact is in your industry. So what are the things you have done in the industry? How have you grown in that industry? What is the things you have contributed to that industry? How has your brand contributed to that industry? So we move along, right? These are the things that we use to measure growth. Because some of you want to brag. I've been doing business since 2015. Yes, it's good that I have been doing business since 2015. But somebody else started business in 2023 and they're already making more money. They're already getting more customers. And this is not all about just money. This is not about, they have more money. This is about what they are doing to get more results, right? So let's move on. Right? What are the structures for this growth? Now that we know the things that we use to measure growth, what are the structures that enables this growth? And I can tell you for free, the most important structure you need for your business to grow is people. People, they are the most important structures you need for your business to grow. Your business relies heavily on people. You see, many of you started a business because of yourself, right? And one good thing to look at here is that people are the ones that drive your business. So no matter what it is you are doing or what it is you are selling, even if it is animal feed, even if what you are selling is animal feed, the dog cannot just come to your store and talk to you that I want to buy food. I'm sure you are going to run and leave the business alone. Like, what's happening here? So what drives your business growth predominantly is people. And these people is broken into two, your customers and your team. So these are the two things that majorly drive growth. Then the next thing is your process. Your process is another thing that you want to look at. Your process from the point of interaction to the point of delivery. How fast is your process? What are the processes you have built How easy is it for somebody to come into your system, to get themselves served, and to leave that system with happiness? And I want you to look around your house, look around your space where you are right now. Look at, you can point to 5 things you have in that space. Look at those things. Look at, for example, I have a television right in front of me, and I'm asking myself, if I want to buy a television again, can I go back to the same person that I bought from? You know, if I want to buy another television, would it excite me to go back to this person that I bought this TV from? So before you judge your business, also look at, before you judge others, also look at your own business. How many people can point that after you have served them, after they have patronized your business, they are happy? Anytime they look at what they bought from you, they are excited to want to come to you again. So those are the structures you look at: your people, your process, your products. Your products is, if you sell, see, you might have amazing marketing, you might have the money to spend on marketing, but if your product is bad, if your product is not nice, people will not come back to you. There's nothing you can do. If your service, if what you are offering as a product is your service, if it is not nice, nobody will come back to you, right? So you are only as relevant as your product and your service is required. You are only as relevant as your product and your service is required, right? So these are the structures that is needed for growth. So we are building the blocks small. So I started from the metrics for growth. Now I'm showing you the structures for growth, right? I want you to follow me slowly, right? I want you to follow me slowly. Now I want to tell you something, right? Growth cannot be built on a bad foundation. If you are building a business and you want to grow it, you cannot build that growth on a bad foundation. I stay on the island, you know, and because of my experience in real estate, right, I can tell you for free, whatever you want to build is determined on the foundation. You know, my mentor, one of my mentors will say, you cannot build outside the foundation. And what you want to build, no matter how grand, your foundation is going to determine it. So right now you are starting as a small business and you are doing anyhow. You know, you are talking to your customers anyhow. You are resuming business at whatever time you want to resume. You are bantering with your customers. Your customer will say 1, you say 10. You know, yeah. I want to believe none of those kind of people are on this meeting, right? I want to believe that all of you that are on this meeting, you are amazing business owners, you are amazing entrepreneurs, right? Right. So, but one thing that you want to know is that wherever you want to get to as a business owner, your foundation is very necessary. And what foundations are we talking about in business? You know, the vision you have built for your business. So it's okay for you to start small, but you also want to ensure that in starting small, you want to do things right. You want to ensure that even the small you are doing it well. So for one customer that you are making the customer happy. When you make one customer happy, the one person that is working with you too is happy. From there is going to be growth. But in your small business, your workers are complaining, your clients are complaining. When they come to your store, it's different complaints. And you want to grow that business. Where do you want to really start? You know, growth is known by how you do the little things. You see, I want you guys to permit me, but I will make some biblical references, right? Uh, Jesus told a parable of a rich man that left and gave gifts to his servants. And when he came back, he gave to 3 servants. One went to bury it. And when he was commending all of them, he said, "You have been faithful in small, you will take more." Right? And the one that was not faithful in the small, he collected it from that one and gave it to the ones that were faithful. You see, nobody rewards mediocrity. In your industry, there are already a lot of copycat businesses in Nigeria. There are a lot of people that are doing the same kind of business that you're doing. What stands you out is in how you deliver your service. What stands you out is in how you the excellence you put into your business, the intentionality you put into your business. That is what stands your business out. So growth cannot be built on bad foundation. As a builder, if you are building in Lekki, for example, and you want to build anything more than a bungalow in some places in Lekki, you can't even do rafting. You have to do piling. You have to do piling, and piling is the one that they would sink in what into the core of the soil, so that your house can stand. So you know that you want to build a global business. You know that you want to build a business that will go outside the shores of Nigeria. And let me tell you, I don't know who told us that your makeup service, you cannot have branches outside Nigeria, because we have not seen a lot of businesses like that. I don't know how many of you have seen any makeup business or any makeup artist, any fashion designer. Okay, there are fashion designers. I think I know about 2 or 3 myself who have branches outside Nigeria. But I've not seen anybody in the service industry, maybe as a barber or as you know, that has branches outside Nigeria. It is rare. You hardly see it. It is because of the way we have settled. It's because we just accept that. Think in our minds, we have agreed that, I'm just for Nigeria. And the truth is that there's a lie that is being perpetuated that it's only tech businesses that people invest in. It is a lie. If you go to America, you would see car wash, a car wash business that is raking in millions in dollars. You see, somebody will tell you, I have a chain of car wash. But if you come to Nigeria here, car washes are just, except for the new mobile car washes that are springing up. So it is in the foundation, it is in the things that you are building. If you build solid foundations and you have solid numbers, for example, foreign investors can come, you can pitch your business to them. You can tell them, so I have built this business here in, let me say, Akunwojo. I'm looking to expand outside Akunwojo. I'm trying to expand into more Lagos territory. If you give me your money, this is how I would expand it. This is what I believe we'll get in return. This is how I'm going to settle you, right? But if you don't have that foundation, for example, some of you are even building businesses, you don't even know how much the business is making. You don't have bookkeeping, you're not tracking your figures. If you check your business account, for example, you will see inside your business account, you will see transfer for mommy Yesira. You are satisfying your personal credits out of your business account. So when an investor asks you to provide your bank statement, they are seeing funny statements. They are seeing funny transactions happening from your business accounts. And those are the foundations, those are the things that you need to put in perspective. You should not be spending personal money out of your business accounts. It is not out of your business account that you are buying food. It's not out of the business account that you are buying air or weave on. So these things are the foundations that you want to put in place for your business, right? So finally, before I show you the how, right? Before I move into the how, I want to tell you, growth is not just magical. Growth is not just magical. You will determine what growth means to you. You will determine what growth means to you. You will count the cost. You will know the implication, and you will prepare for it. If you say that for me, the highest I believe I can ever grow, like the way some Nigerians are, say for me, I believe that I don't want to do more than BSc. Bachelor's degree is okay for me. So you stay there. And then you go to Unilag or OAU or any of those amazing universities. Let's bring this back to business. If you say for you as a business owner, what you want to be is champion of Lekki, then you start to ask yourself, what can I do to be champion of Lekki? Let me go and rent. Who are the current champions of Lekki? Where are they? Lekki Phase 1. So you go and rent a shop in Lekki Phase 1, right? that is that is what growth means to you. That is what growth, that is how you perceive growth. But if you see growth as I'm running a global business, right? You would run your business like that. You will know, okay, yes, even though I don't have the money now, I believe that my business can cross the shores of Africa. So these are the things I'm doing well because I know where I am going to. Because I know where I am going to, I would set the right structures. So you will know the kind of how you serve customers. You would know how to prepare documents, know the implications. The people that have gotten to this level, how do they do it? How do they get there? That is you knowing the implication. Okay, because I'm trying to build this thing, these are the things I would starve myself from. These are the kind of opportunities I will not take. These are the kind of opportunities I will take. So when you determine this is what growth means to me, and this one is a personal conversation, you cannot share it. You cannot share it. So you want to even know what is obtainable in this industry. So if you're a fashion business, who says you cannot be like the Nike? You cannot be like the Balenciaga. Who says you cannot build a brand? Like you cannot build all those kind of global brands. But it is because you have limited yourself that you just want to be like this. That is and the way God is, God will not promote you past your level, past your vision. So it is you that will determine how you want to go. Then you will now work towards that growth. Now, with all said and done, let me now show you the how it is done. Now that I've done everything to show you what growth means and how to why to grow and all of those things. Now let me show you the how to achieve the growth for your business. I hope everybody is following me. Let me see your reactions. Let me see if you are following me. Let me see your reactions and the comment section. Let me see. You following me? I was about to say, are you being blessed? Don't worry, I'll take questions after my session. Don't worry, I'll take questions after my session. The number one growth hack. The number one growth hack. Take this from me. Is customer service can never be outdated. You see, customer service, it can never be outdated. This is the way you can grow. See, don't join all those people on Instagram that's always, and some of you have some kind of terms and conditions that only God knows who are influencing your terms and conditions. Only God knows the books or the mentors you have that are influencing these terms and conditions. So your business does not exist for you. I don't know if I can say this again. As a business owner, your business does not exist for you. Let me bring this home. If you're a makeup artist, in this call, your business does not exist for you. And what that means is that you are not in the makeup business for you. So if you do a makeup business, no matter how the accolades you have, the main service you provide is that everybody that patronizes you must feel good, right? So if you provide a service and the person does not feel good, no matter how you will feel, no matter how impressed you are about yourself, if your customer does not feel good, you have done a bad service. If you sew a clothes and you put glitters, you put all the glitters on it, it's shining like a diamond, right? And your customer is not satisfied with that clothes, you have done a terrible service. So I'm saying this to let you know that your business is, you are not serving yourself. The people that are paying for your business, they have to be satisfied. So your major goal should be, are these people being satisfied? So first off, you want to break your service into 3 services: the pre-service, the main service, and your post-service. So your pre-service is when people come up to me What are their impressions? Because that is the first thing you're selling. It's impressions. The first thing you're selling is impression. So what kind of impression am I giving off to people? Some of you, you are rude to customers from the get-go. You know, people come into your DM and you're like, the first thing you're asking them is how many do you want to buy? You know, and if you don't understand sales, price might not be the first way to even get people in. You want to first understand why people came to your service. Then you want to make everybody believe in the service or the product that they are buying from you. So you want to be as welcoming as possible. You want to receive them. You want to make them see that the decision they're about to make will be the best decision they have made in their life. You know, some of you, I don't know how many men we have in this meeting, but when you go out to toast a lady, you know, the impression you are giving her first is that even if you don't have all the money in the world, they are telling her that, you know, I can take care of you. Like, I'm the best man there could ever be for you. You know, so the same thing applies to your service. You have to see your service as that. Everybody that comes into your service, what kind of impression does this service want to give to them, right? What kind of impression am I giving to everybody that walks into my store? Everybody that comes into my DM, what do they have to say about my business? This is the impression phase. Now, after you have given them that impression, right? After you have given them that impression, now they are now excited. They are coming, right? How do you now save them? When they come, how do you talk to them? What do you ask them questions? So, for example, somebody comes into your store. Let me use the makeup that I used earlier. Somebody comes in for a makeup business. Are you asking, oh, why? What events are you going to? You know, so what are you looking to achieve with this makeup? You know, is there somebody you are looking out for? Are you going with a significant other? Is it just the girls? You know, oh, okay, let me give you options. You know, what do you even already have in mind? Or is it just, oh, you want to do makeup? It's 20K. Oh. It's 20K, it's 20K. You don't, it's 20K. Is it bridal makeup? Bridal makeup is 100K. It's 100K or nothing. 100K or nothing. Yes, yes. Talk to my manager. That's how we do it here. That's how we do it. Is that how you serve your people? So you want to ensure that you make everybody, you make everybody that comes into that service, you make them feel happy. Your job is to make everybody feel happy. Then after you have served them finish, let me still stay with this makeup business. Somebody has done the makeup finish. There's nothing that, you know, that nobody will fight you. If you go back to their DM the next day and you ask, oh, how was the event? How was the reception? Did anybody, how many people complimented you when you got to the event? It shows your customer that you care. Beyond collecting money, it shows them that you care. So customer service can never be outdated, right? So let me go back to what I mentioned earlier for what I did for the business, for the organization I served in. So I had identified when I got in, the truth is that we cannot reward all our customers because I mean we don't even have the resources for that. That would be me asking the organization for too much. So I had identified who is the oldest customer we have. One, who is the person that has done the highest revenue. Two, then did some other, look permutations and, then we say, okay, let's pick this five together with my team at the moment. We worked around there. We say, let's pick this five. Then we went to the branded items. We had branded items all packaged together. And we went to them, we just called them up. We are doing like a reward system for some of our selected customers. And we looked at it and you're one of those customers. We would like to, myself as the manager, we drove down to them. We did not send it that way. I drove down to them with my team then, just to show them that they are important to us. I drove down to them by myself with the package gifts. So everyone gives to sometimes we travel. We drove down to them And we even now interview them. So how was it? How did you hear about us? How has the service been? What would you want us to improve? You know, would you want to, would you, have you referred us before? You know, would you be referring us? And those were the questions. If I had said a dispatch rider would not be able to ask all those questions. But because I know what I wanted to achieve, I knew I needed that feedback. That feedback would help me grow. That feedback would help me put things into perspective. That feedback would help me serve more people more. You know, those are the things that I put into perspective and then I deployed. So your post service too is very important. You don't just stop at the main service. So after they have done the makeup now, you wrap it up, you call it a day, peace out. No, these three things you must factor in. If you really want to grow, you must treat your customers as king. You must take their opinions. You know, you must take their opinions. You must work with it, right? I'm battling for time because I don't want to keep us here for long. So let's move on to the next act. The next act is that you must always ask why. You must always ask why. This one is very important, and I want you all to pay close attention. See, for both the things that are working in your business and the things that are not working, you must always ask why. Yeah? For the things that are working and the things that are not working, you must always ask yourself why. One of my mentors told me, he said, and they run $1 billion company in Nigeria, one of the biggest fintech companies. You know, it was at the last conference we had. We said for anything they ask themselves why 5 times. So it is okay when things happen to you on the first level as a business owner. You know, you react, you get angry, you get frustrated. But many of you just leave it at that. So a customer makes inquiry, and you have spoken to this customer, you know, and then the customer now ghosted you. Beckham, I know many of you can relate to this. After they have made inquiry, you know, they have made everything looks exciting. Then all of a sudden, they disappeared. Pew, the pew effect. But after you have taken that emotion, you feel sad and all of those things, do you go back to ask yourself, why did this thing happen? You know, many businesses don't always ask themselves why, even when things are working. And what happens is that you will not know why what is working is working, and you will not know why what is not working is not working. So my mentor told me that you ask yourself why 5 times. So for example, let me bring it to something internal, right? Let's say one of your staff was supposed to make a delivery, and then she did not make the delivery on time, and then the customer fired back at the organization, right? It is okay that you want to shout on the girl, say you are useless, you are this, you are that. But a good way to go about it is after you have done that, which I don't think you should do anyways. But I mean, we all have different ways of approaching people who work for us, right? But you want to ask yourself, why? Why did you not send this thing on time? Then she will tell you, oh, um, the person that was supposed to pack it did not pack it well. You see, that was the first why. Why did you not send this in on time? I want you to please follow me closely. This is going to help your business. It's going to help you significantly. Why did you not send this thing on time? So she told you, oh, the person that was supposed to pack it did not pack it on time. And I did not get it on time. That is why I did not send it on time. So from that why, you already know that it is not totally a fault. So you go to the person that was supposed to pack it. Auntie, why did you not pack it on time? Ah, madam, there was no light. So the sealing machine was not working. Say, oh, wow, there was no light. What happened? They did not put on the gen on time. Then you go to, you see, that's the second why. Then you go to the person that was supposed to put on the gen. Why did you not put on the gen on time? See, you are going to the root of the matter. Why did you not put on the gen on time? And now I want to come and say, ah, madam, Well, the fuel, we used to manage fuel. So we used to wait until 9 a.m., and she came around 8 a.m. to tell me that we should on the gen. And that is outside the instructions that he gave to me. So now you know that it was none of their fault. Because you are the one that told the guy that when it's not 9 o'clock, you should not put on the gen. The guy was simply following instruction. So that would now make you sit down as the owner of the business to say, okay, moving on. If there is any urgent delivery to be made, you can put on the gen by 8 o'clock, but record it. So when you ask yourself why enough, when you ask yourself why, you will be able to solve challenges from the root instead of dealing with it on the surface level. You see, so I would use this example. If you have a tree, if you cut the tree by the leaf, right? The tree can sprung up again. But if you uproot it, you will never see it again, right? So the best way to grow is always deal with things from the roots. Go to the roots. Know why what is working is working. Know why your customers are not coming back. You see, there was one time I was doing sales, and one man told me no. And I said, sir, please, I want to know why you told me no. There was a time I was asking a lady out too, and she told me no. And I said, yes, I want to know why you told me no. But all of us are always scared of reviews. Ask yourself why. Why? When things, you know why things are working, so you're able to replicate them. But if you don't know why things are working, you will not know what is working and what you need to intensify. So stop what is not working, intensify what is working. That is how businesses grow. That is how businesses grow. So you find out that, oh, this is why my customers are coming back to me. Then you want to do more of those things. So they keep coming back, right? I run because I don't have time. Then the last thing I'll be talking about today is collaboration. Collaboration will take you further than competition would. Collaboration will take you further than competition would. A lot of us want to compete. A lot of us, we want to compete. We don't know, and I don't know it. I think it's a Nigerian thing. But collaboration is what we need. Already, by you doing business in Nigeria, let us tell ourselves the truth. Nigeria is already winning you by like 5-0. Because you have to first struggle with electricity, struggle with distribution, struggle with vendors. There are a lot of things you are fighting. You want to struggle with local government. There are a lot of things that you are fighting as a Nigerian business owner. So out of all of that things that you are fighting, you don't want to start fighting one another. Yeah? So the best thing to do is find people who share similar values. It might not be that you are collaborating with somebody who is providing the same value with you, but there's somebody in that industry. This is why you want to have a niche, right? There's somebody in that industry that you want to partner with. Let's say you're in the food industry. Now, let me make up, right? Let's say you're in the food industry and what you are selling is parfait. You know that what I'm providing is parfait. That is my. There is nothing that stops you from partnering with somebody that is a baker or somebody that's doing small chops. And you guys will now create a combo package. Are you following me? Then if you are doing something like a parfait, there are also industry people that you need to partner with. So people like event creators, event managers. These are people that would have events tomorrow and they'll be able to bring you in so that you can have a start, right? That is collaboration. You tell them everything I sell. For everything I sell from this event, I will give you 10 naira from it. If you can get me the event, if you can get stand in this event, from every product sold in this event, I will give you 10 naira. I'm just giving an example. So you factor that into that cost price of what you're doing for that. And then they give you the store and then you make it happen. Collaboration will take you further. If you are waiting for, you want to do it all by yourself, you want to form macho man, you want to take, me, myself, and I. you can only go far. Collaborations will take you further. And that is where you want to be. You want to collaborate to make things happen. I don't want to stress this any further than that, but these are 5 things that you want to look into when you want to go for collaboration. The first thing is the purpose. So you want to determine the purpose. How long is this collaboration going to last? Is it for just a minute? Is this collaboration for just this product? So both of you can collaborate on work on like a premium product. For example, a tailor can partner with a shoemaker. They can create a summer collection. That is only for a summer collection product, right? That is just that. As December is coming now, you that are selling parfait can collaborate with somebody that is selling small chops. You can create an hangout package for December. You say, oh, we know that a lot of people want to hang out this season, so we created this package. This is the package I created just for this. So the purpose must be in line. Both of you must know the purpose, right? You then must define roles and expectations. So it's not that when they are ordering for us, you are not delivering your what you're supposed to deliver on time, right? You must define everybody's roles and your expectation. Then there must be accountability with flexibility. That's the third thing. Accountability with flexibility. How much can you provide? When would it get to me? What do you need to get it ready? Because it must be excellent service, right? And I want to ensure that you are not the ones that will now tarnish my image, because now it's a collaboration. Anything you do or do not do would backfire, right? Anything you do or do not do will backfire to me. So I want to accountable and flexibility. Then we must mutually respect one another and psychological safety. Then the last thing is there must be open, ongoing communication. Communication has to be open. We cannot have close communication, right? And with that said and done, with that said, I would want to tell you that this is all that I have for today's webinar, but don't go yet. You see, for business to grow, there are structures that you must put in place for your business to grow. And that is why we have organized something. We have packaged something specially for all of us during this meeting. Let me take this off for a minute, right? For every of you that have joined this webinar, we have got something special. And it's because of what I asked when this meeting started. You see, many of us started business without a knowledge of what business is. So you started business because you need money, and then you took the initiative and you started, right? But you don't know what it takes to run a business. You don't know the documents, how to even safeguard your business. You don't know how to customer service. You don't know how to build a team. You don't know how to calculate profit and loss. You don't know all these things. And these are the knowledge that is needed for your business. So what we have done is we have provided a comprehensive class for young business owners. And because we're a social impact organization, because we're really passionate about this, we partnered with a business academy because they know that is their own niche. You see what I'm talking about, right? That is their own niche. They understand. I mean, me as one person cannot teach you the legal part, the customer service part, all of those parts, because I don't have knowledges in all these areas, right? So we have partnered with one of the biggest business academies in Nigeria today, and the name of the academy is Piston and Forge, right? So we have created this program called The Forge, right? The Forge is the name of the program. And the Forge is a program that is a 5-month program. It's a 5-month digital program for young entrepreneurs, right? So in this program, together with us, you'll be gaining access to business masterclass, right? Business masterclass. You would understand everything there is to running a business, so that you stop doing business by your emotions. You will not doing business by I feel, I think, perhaps. You would make solid business decisions because now you have the knowledge. You are not just guessing, you are not second guessing, right? So business masterclass is one of the things you're getting access to, right? Then also the Pacing and Fusion, they are also going to be providing you with content creation and social media training. So all through the 5 months, they are also going to teach you content creation, how to shoot, the tools you can use. Predominantly, I think they mentioned Canva and CapCut, and I think Adobe, how to edit, you know, how to now post on social media, how to sponsor ads, and all of those things. They will teach you all of those things there, right? And then additionally, right, because we've noticed that a lot of you young business owners are falling down with high blood pressure and hypertension, we are partnering with an health organization, and they provide health seminars throughout this program. They're providing health seminars throughout this program. So you would have access to that. Health seminars throughout the 5 months. Then additionally, you're going to get community. So as business owners, because of the networking that we mentioned, the collaboration that we mentioned, now you would have a community where fellow business owners like yourself, you are going to be gathered. You all can now collaborate, work together and make things happen. Then also, we are not giving you access to industry experts, mentors, and all of those things, right? That is what we are giving to you with the Forge. So it is a 5-month intensive program that we have created. And compared to every other program that exists, I mean, this program originally should worth at least 200,000 naira. But because we are an impact-based organization and we are really passionate about having more young business owners come on this program, we are giving out this program at the early bird stage, right? If you register before January, you're going to pay only 40,000 naira for the entire 5 months. You're going to pay 40,000 naira for the entire 5 months. Is that not just amazing? Is that not just incredible? So you're paying 40,000 naira for just 5 months, right? And if you don't have the 40,000 naira, you can pay 10,000 naira. It gives you entrance into the program. It covers your first month. Then subsequent months will now be 15,000. So once it is January, from January 1, from the 1st of January 2026 through till the middle 14th of February, that's late registration. And for late registration, it is 60,000 naira one-time fee or a convenient payment model of 15,000 naira monthly, right? So that is it. But for everybody that is on this meeting right now, I have a special offer for you. If you are on this meeting right now and you have stayed till this point, I have a special offer for you. If you join this program, you are in the next 72 hours. I created a free ebook, and the free ebook is called Free Money for Your Business. It will help you know what structures you can build immediately, because there are 1,000 grants that are available that you can get access to, right? There are a lot of grants that are open. But because you don't know about these grants, because you don't know what you need to do to get these grants, you are not able to get these grants. There are free money flying everywhere. Earlier this year I did a conference, and I can tell you 80% of what I spent in that conference were grants, right? So there's free money everywhere, but you need to know what they are looking for and how to position your business to get those grants, right? So if you register between now and Monday, right, next 72 hours, you would win that free ebook. It is free. Then also you get free consultation. You get a free 30-minute consultation. We'll look at your business together. We'll work around it together, So the link to register for that is in the chat box right now. You can access that link. Mrs. Elena just shared it to the group. And at this point, I will be taking questions. But before I take questions, I want to encourage you. Our Instagram is available. This is the username on Instagram. It is the.Illumination Tribe. Please follow us on Instagram. Right? Please follow us on Instagram. We really want to get more of you to follow us on Instagram. So yes, please follow us on Instagram. And at this point, I want to take your questions. For all that is left. So, Mrs. Ellen, over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ifeoluwa. I think I've also learned a lot tonight. And if you check the WhatsApp, I have been writing snippets from it. And of course, if people have to pay for this webinar, I know the amount of value that is actually going to be placed on a webinar like this. And some of the take home for me is that people people, either your in-house and clients, they are the major part of your organization that you do not have to joke with. And one of the things he said is that aging is natural, but growth is intentional. So if you have questions, thank you so much. If you have questions, please kindly drop it in the comment section. If you have any question, kindly drop it in the comment section and we are going to be taking each of the question. Please drop it. I'm sure you have learned a lot tonight. Thank you so much, Mercy Shanwa.
All right. I'm sorry. Let me just interrupt you a bit. So if you have questions and you don't want to type it, you can also just indicate and raise your hands. Then this is Ellen will just call you up and we'll sort that so that we can. We promise that you will not. The meeting was supposed to last for a minute 30 seconds. A minute. Sorry, 1 hour 30 minutes rather. And we don't want to shoot beyond that, right? So if you have your questions, you can raise your hands, indicate, and then we would take questions. And then, um, I mean, we're not scared of your questions. So let's have it. Let's have it. Let's have it.
Thank you so much. So if you do have any question, if you have question about the forge, you have question. Thank you, Olajuwon Bolade. Nice session so far. I think I've learned a lot from this session. Thank you so much for the feedback, and would also be taking your feedback. If you have feedback for us, kindly please put it on the WhatsApp. Let people understand that the section was not just done tonight. The value have actually been dished out to each and every one of us that stayed up till now. So if you have any question, I'm sure with everything that we've learned tonight, there must be one question somewhere that you might actually want to have, or maybe you need clarification on anything. Just drop it in the chat box, or if you want to ask, just give me a wave of hand and you would be unmuted to be able to ask your question. Thank you. Okay, I've gained a lot, Miss Messi Shanwa. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Imagine a 1 hour session and you've been able to gain so much like this. So imagine having a 5 months where you have opportunity to a community, you have opportunity to industry-led mentors in different field, and you're able to learn from their mistakes, from the fall, from how they've been able to build their organization. A night is not enough to teach you about structure, is not enough to teach you about system, because of course when Mr. Ogunseye was saying, he spoke about people, that it's into two parts: people which consists of those that are working in your organization. Even if you are the solo worker in your organization, there are structures that you need to put in place, which also helps you to grow when you start having people. And of course, that structure that you've and systems that has been created is what helps your growth and your expansion. So you want to you and also your clients. So it's not something that you learn in a night. It's something that you learn and you continue to learn. Imagine a 5 month packed program where your hands are being held by industry-led mentors. You have opportunity to ask questions. You have access to health webinars, because truth be told, a lot of us are burning out. We are just running businesses, we're making money, and at the end of it, we burn it out on sickness. We are burning out. You are the same person that is doing social media manager. You are the same person that is doing customer service. Of course, there is a place of little beginning, but when structure is in place, in no time, you will realize that you'll be able to multiply, not just being in a particular. And when I started, I said something. I said organizations die between the first to the fifth year of their operations, but those that successfully scale through, they are struggling. Now you want to ask yourself a question: If you are above 50 in your business, are you struggling? Or maybe you're still within your first 5 years. This is a time for you to be able to build structure that will thrive.
even
I've
if
seen business
even if
business owners. Please, Akko Glory, do you have question? I've seen business owners who left. These are practical things, who have left the country because, of course, within the space of 6 months now, and within the space of 6 months, their business they are closing down. In fact, I got a message from one. She's a popular brand, like popular brand that make millions. She sent me a message some days ago that she's closing down, and I was like, why? But when I look at the analysis, I realized that there were no structure, there were no system that are being put in place to such business. Okay. Is the business world perfect for just extroverts, or the introverts have a chance to? Mr. Ogunseye, we have a question here. This is a very beautiful question. Is the business world perfect for just extroverts, or the introverts have a chance to? Mr. Ogunseye, you want to take that?
Yes, yes. So there is no one way to answer this question, right? It determines on the business you are running. But I can tell you for a fact that your introvert or your extrovert does not matter. What matters is the quality of the service you are providing. There are a lot of businesses. If you know that you are not an extrovert, or you don't want to be the face of the business. I've seen people who run businesses that you will not know that they're the ones who own the businesses, because they have somebody who is the face of the business. That is also part of structure, right? That's part of structure. So it does not mean your business needs a face. That one, that one is very important, because when you are dealing with Nigerians don't trust easily. And for Nigerians to trust, there must be someone, or they must put a face to the business. So if you know that you don't want to be the face, or you don't have the social capabilities to be that face, you can employ somebody to be the face of the business, right? While you run the operations, just be the ones running things at the back end. So it does not matter whether you are introvert or extrovert. It is how you serve them. So either introverted or extroverted, you just need to provide quality service. I think that is what matters the most. And I
Thank
hope that
you.
answers your question.
Miss Mercy, I hope that has answered your question. And one thing I would say is business is for both introvert and extrovert. But one thing that helps you as an introvert to actually be able to run a business is your passion. If you're running a business where you're passionate and you're solving a problem, you realize that there is always an extrovert side to an introvert, because I'd had to study about all of this extrovertism and introvertism in the business world. I realized that if you're passionate about what you're doing and you're offering value, you would get your side, your extrovert side as an introvert will be unleashed, and you'll be quite surprised that you will be doing so well than even an individual who is an extrovert in the business world. So I hope that answers your question. Any other question, please don't be shy to put questions. We have just a few minutes to round up. Thank you so much for staying with us. I'm sure you've learned one thing. I see people already putting comments in on the WhatsApp group. Thank you for learning. If there's any other question, I'll just give like 2 more minutes. Thank you, Messi. I'm glad that your question was answered. If you have any question before I take the concluding message and we call it a wrap for tonight, any other question? Any other question? Any clarification concerning the forge? Anything you want to know? Of course, our DMs are also always open after the webinar for you to ask your questions. If you need clarity and you want to anything for us to do for you, we will be here. Don't forget the aim and our end goal as the Illumination Tribe is to ensure that businesses thrive on structure, on system, and they grow. Thank you so much for joining tonight. So as I round up, please give me just few minutes and we would definitely be done with this webinar. It is enough for you to have learned tonight. But one thing I have said on the group is that knowledge that are not put in place, that is not put into action, is like pouring a water into a basket. So you need to go back, sit down, and also, as much as you desire the growth, also put in the work, register for the forge. Tonight's session was a critical and it was a beautiful one. Thank you so much, Mr. Ogunseye, for taking us through this. To everyone that have joined this webinar, we want to say a big thank you. Your presence shows one thing clearly: you are intentional about growth. And that alone sets you apart from the average business owner and thousands of people that are out there. And of course, a huge thank you again, once again, to Mr. Ifeoluwa for delivering such a practical and transformative section. Tonight wasn't just another webinar. Of course, I'm sure you can attest to that. It was just a wake-up call, a mindset shift, and a reminder that growth is not accidental, it is intentional. Remember, he mentioned it, that aging is not, you cannot have access over aging, but your growth is intentional. We appreciate your engagement, your emoji, and your energy during this webinar. Before we close, finally, I also want to remind you about the next step. Everything you've learned tonight is just the beginning. It cannot be given all tonight. Imagine if having a 5 months of structured learning, mentorship, business clarity, content, and mastery, health, and personal well-being, which also include enriched community of like-minded, where you can also engage in collaboration. And that is what exactly the Forge offer. The Forge is not just another course, it's a full business transformation program created to help you build structure, scale consistently, and finally break out of the survivor mode that most Nigerian businesses are trapped in. And lastly, why should you join the Forge? You get business and strategy masterclass, you get social media and content creation training, industry-led mentorship section. We will soon be unveiling our mentors, and you don't want to be told the power, the energy, the mentorship you're going to be getting. You're also going to be getting health and personal growth workshop, access to vibrant community, a clear roadmap for growth of over 12 to 18 months. And if you're serious about building a business that grows intentionally and sustainably, this is your moment. Kindly also use the link in the comment section, in the chat box. We would also drop the link in on the WhatsApp group. On behalf of the Illumination Tribe team, thank you for being here. We cannot wait to welcome you to the Forge. And to Mr. Ogunseye, our founder, thank you for having this vision. And we look forward to more businesses thriving in 2026. And that being said, thank you so much for coming once again. Do enjoy the rest of your evening till we meet again. If you still have questions, please kindly ask on and slide into our DM on the WhatsApp group. See you on the other side and enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Do have a blissful day, blissful night ahead. I know some people, they are just starting, some are just going from work, they are still on the mainland, they are still